Welcome back to Blueprint, it's TK and I'm going to showcase a new Smash style ground strategy with the MASS Valkyries, so you can use it once the Root Riders get nerfed. And without any further ado, let's see how this army works. Alright, we got this box space right here, and it does look like we can go from the opposite side of the town hall with that jump spell where the CC and monolith is. So I'm gonna choose to go with a nice flame flinger value on the top side of this space and a warden walk on the lower side. Now once we're doing this warden walk, I'm gonna explain you this. For those who know queen charge a lot, because I'm personally not a queen charge attacker, but if you know queen charge enough, there's some certain bases that you can actually queen charge first, then just kind of transform into a Smash army, kind of like something you do with super bowlers. But me personally, I don't have enough experience of that, and usually my healers don't switch, so I didn't try that. And by the way, we have non-maxed Valkyries and non-maxed super wizards in this army for both of some, it's like basically 2 of the attacks. That's what I'm trying to say, not both. We have 4 attacks. Now with this warden walk, once you get the value at the queen, king, Valkyries and super wizards with the test loons. The test loons are so important because you're gonna see why right in this attack. So with the warden walk, usually give him around 1 minute, and if you want to go a bit lower, I would say 1 minute and 10 seconds should be maxed. But because the Valkyries are faster than any other Smash armies, you are decent for that time. Now we have 1 Root Riders in this army, so it can go and just break through the first layer, and if it's staying alive, it can actually break through a little bit of more layers for your heroes. Now look at this warden ability that I'm going to pop here. It's gonna be with the healing tome. It's not even like leveled up. This healing tome is level 1, guys. So we're going in with a level 1 healing tome, and always you can see a few Valkyries to the left can easily take out the scatter shot. Now you might be saying, why do we have super wizards in this army? It's for them to kill the CC. I'm going to kind of move through a base like this, and then once you are at this point of the base, this is where your Valkyries will completely die out, and that's the purpose of them. Their purpose was to demolish the early stages of a base, and mostly the part of the base that has more damage, and then your heroes are going to clear the rest, basically like an air attack, something like a dragon attack, which you normally don't have that many dragons at the end, but the heroes are there to deliver that triple for you. So that's how this army also works, and that's why it was a bit interesting for me personally when I was using it, and not having max Valkyries and still crushing the bases was kind of crazy. But you can see we have 30 seconds on the clock, even though we went over the 2-minute marker with the warden walk. So let's go on to the next hit and see what we have. Now you all know this base. The damage of the base is at the lower side, where there is 2 ricochet cannons, infernos, expos, all the heroes, scatter shots, town hall, everything is on the lower side. So what do? Well guys, you need to smash right through that damage, and then the base will be so much weaker for the backside where the heroes can get them. Now we're gonna go in with that warden walk, and I think sometimes it's better to start a warden and then the flame flinger, and sometimes it's the opposite side, so don't really be that annoyed by it. Now we're gonna go in with the headhunter, help this warden to get through the king. You can use a rage always with your warden walk, because your Valkyries sometimes may not need it, as they might die way too early on some bases. So now with that warden walk, once you have the most perfect funnel, I wouldn't say very perfect, but a decent funnel, so nothing will go too crazy, that's how you can start the attack. But on this one, you're gonna see what happens, because I'm going to kind of wait for the Root Rider to open a wall. And well, as you can see, we have only 1 super troop in this army. You might be saying, why did I not bring wall breakers? It was because, guys, I was actually out of dark elixir. So if you want to go with wall breakers, it's fine, you can take out the Root Rider and go with the wall break, but sometimes, trust me on that, the Root Rider will actually stay alive longer and open more bases than a few wall breakers. Not on this case. We're gonna raise that queen, sending a few Valkyries and super wizards to clear the early stage. Then once I know everything is safe, we go with more Valkyries, and as always, I kept 1. Sometimes you need to do that. warden ability, and then we're gonna go in with a nice jump spell on a side of the town hall, so then we can crush through that entire side, and then the champion for the back end. Don't worry, you still have the king gauntlet to deal with. Now I forgot these loons, so I'm dropping it still. Once you forget the loons, guys, don't worry, you can still drop them. Rage for the king, because his and the ability of the gauntlet can actually crush a certain area of the base, even though we might get a very nerf quite early on. I would say maybe in a few weeks, as Supercell mentioned. So still, this ability can be handy. It's just not gonna have most likely this bug that you are witnessing with that warden ability. And look at the back end. There is only 2 expos that can stop you, but you still have the queen ability because the Valkyries and the king was protecting it, and I don't have the frozen arrow in this account in general. But of course, we are still going through the base, so it's not the most important equipment to have. So even if you don't have it, you're completely fine. But this was still with a level 10 Valkyrie and a level 11 super wizard, which crushed that entire side of the base and had so much damage. I haven't even seen super bowlers does that much damage to that side of the base, but we're here to triple this base. We're gonna go ahead to the next attack, which is going to be a diamond base. We're here on this diamond base, and one thing I didn't actually mention was my CC troops, because they are super minions, and on those 2 attacks you didn't probably see them, but the super minions, they're really good CC to finish off what the flame flinger was getting the value for you if you have decent funnel around the flame flinger too. So no trash buildings. The super minion would actually move forward into the base and take out a scatter shot, ground expo, enemy heroes. So it's a decent one. Make sure you use them, or maybe if you want to, you can go with MASS Valkyries. Just trying to take out this cannon here so I can go with a flame flinger on the eagle side, warden on the opposite side. And this is where, if you have to do those few things with the flame flinger, drop the warden first, because he would have got a few more buildings before I even started the attack. So it's just that sometimes you have to drop the flame flinger first, sometimes the warden. You will eventually get to know what to do. But yeah, for me, I'm not a smash style player, but still I'm trying my best. Now the flame flinger doesn't have to get too much funnel, and if your Valkyries go a bit around the base, it's not the end of the world, but it's something that could be really bad at the end. But the damage of this base is, in my opinion, where the rage tower was. Flame flinger got opened, which is a bad thing for us, but still we're moving through. You can see the super minions can take out the eagle very nicely for me, and maybe the Valkyries, if you had it in your flame flinger, would have actually go to the outside. Now once the warden is getting that amazing value, and by the way, I had the raid gem testing in this account with, guys, the king's earthquake. I didn't have the gauntlet in this attack as well, so I can showcase the strength of this army to you. And look what I'm gonna do with that warden ability. I'm still waiting so the warden steps up. It's a very bad warden, so I'm going to go with the warden ability, but the CC is getting demolished by those Valkyries, super wizards, and the queen. They have no chance. They didn't even come out fully. That's how fast you deal with the CC. And this is where, if you don't have the gauntlet, that earthquake ability of the king can give queen access to the entire base. So it's no problem if you even don't have the gauntlet on your account. Soon hopefully it will be in the game, but I mean, hopefully you can buy it. But still, we're going in with the earthquake here, and the queen has now the free spells to be provided for, or you can provide it for your champion that I dropped in a way so she doesn't go to the town hall poison. She keeps skipping it and going around it. And here I had that, of course, fox with the champion. Even if you are upgrading the fox, you can still have the diggy with the champion. It's also a very good pet, but still not as good as the fox. Okay, now as you can see, we got 30 seconds, and this attack usually does come down to around this timer, as you realized on the last few attacks. But still, we're never having an issue with time, just because heroes are fast. You have the queen's ability, you have the champion ability, and the king's ability with the gauntlet, which are super quickly to finish the bases off for you. But at this case, we are getting a bit lower on time than expected, but we're still going to triple. So let's go on to the last hit and see what base style that is. We're here on another diamond base. Now this base, guys, I really was struggling with the plan. to be honest with you. But always, whenever you're struggling, look at the jump spell value. If you drop it on the CC, the troops have access to the town hall, and you can have access from the eagle to the town hall. So this is where it can help you realize, okay, we can send the troops into the eagle and jump them to the town hall. So I'm going to go in with the warden on the side to try to go with this little value, but there is a lot of damage. But I'm gonna go in with the flame flinger too, and this is where I don't know, man. The diggy, I mean, it helped me. The diggy actually stunned the air defense from taking out my healers, which this is why I like the diggy even in a warden walk. So as I said on the last one, if you have the fox, go ahead with the champion and drop the diggy with the warden. Make sure you freeze the headhunters, of course, but we're gonna go in with this warden walk. I think I'm gonna invest, yes, another rage, and you can already see this is not going too good, okay? Like, this is not the perfect warden funnel, all right? And the flame flinger is now in a way that I think the mortar is actually going to damage it. Yup, I mean, this is not looking too good, guys, but we're still gonna go in with a smash into the eagle. And on this attack, I'm actually not going to drop my queen to go inside the base. I'm gonna drop the queen in a way so she funnels the outside while the king and gauntlet go inside, and I'm still providing skelly spells and Valkyries for my queen so she stays alive. Rage in the core, and with the warden ability, keeping the queen also in the warden ability can be nice, but the king is moving forward. Now this is where with that jump spell you get access to 3 different compartments, so it's a tough thing about your true pathing, which mine didn't work out. Everything is going to the outside, so this is not as good as the last 3 attacks. But what happens to this base is where, well, King Gauntlet and the Valkyries can demolish a lot of the base, and once I'm seeing things are fine and I had a Root Rider to open that wall to the town hall. Did you see that on the left with the king? That's why I run a 1 Root Rider in this army. It's way better than wall breakers because it can stay alive and open up a wall that you had never thought of, and it actually going to save the attack for me, that 1 Root Rider. So we're going in with the queen ability at the end and the champion ability, because as I told you, the base damage needs to go down with those Valkyrie smash or the king's gauntlet, and the rest of the base is up to champion and queen. Simple as that. That's how you can get these bases done. And look at his freeze, going to freeze early, even though we could have swagged it, but still we didn't want that poison tower to come up, right? So we're gonna take it out. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, learned a few things with this strategy, and come back for more. But the link will be down below in the description. See you soon on the next one. Take care and peace.